बड़ा हर बंदा यार।
देखिए तनवीर अब उसमें देखें 2019 के
बाबर
बाद
पे यार देखो बात सुनो,
मेरी बात सुने 2019 के बाद
बाबर पे अगर दुकान चमकानी है ना हर जगह पे, तो भाई स्टूडियो के बाहर लिख दो कि बाबर की जो बैंड बजाएगा वो इधर आके स्टूडियो में बैठेगा, वरना इस स्टूडियो में कोई काम नहीं है। बाबर के अलावा भी है भाई दूसरे लड़के।
अच्छा,
टीम मैनेजमेंट पे कोई आता
मेरी
नहीं,
बात सुने,
मिकी ऑर्थर पे कोई आता नहीं, हेड कोच पे कोई आता नहीं,
कोचिंग स्टाफ पे बहुत खामोशी है, उस पे मैं आ जाता हूँ। लेकिन मुझे तेरी बात है ना, मुझे मैं कोचिंग स्टाफ
अरसे के बाद एक आपका प्लेयर, यार मैं वो बात नहीं कर रहा, मैं कह रहा हूँ सब पे बात करो ना यार।
सही है
सब पे बात।
लेकिन तनवीर कप्तान पे ज्यादा बात होगी ना। अच्छा मेरी बात सुने, पानी पी लें आप।
शर्म नहीं आती
तनवीर पानी पी लें आप। मुझे एक बात बताएं, पानी खत्म भी कर दिया।
मैं चाय पीऊंगा यार।
चाय पियेंगे, ओके। मुझे एक बात बताएं, कहानी ये है कि कप्तान 4 साल से है ना यार, वो
Shot Yaar. Well, that's gone straight up in the air. Wall won't drop. There's no way in the world. He's dropped it. I can't believe it. What is going on?
पहले तो अल्लाह का बहुत बहुत शुक्र है कि अल्लाह ने इतना अच्छा
brilliant cricket, wonderful cricket by Pakistan. The fast ball was struck again.
अगर सरफराज को ठंड लग गई या वो अनफिट हो गए तो टीम में कोई ऐसा खिलाड़ी है जो हंगामी तौर पर ये जिम्मेदारी कबूल कर ले?
इंशाल्लाह कोशिश करेंगे कि उसे ठंड ना लगे।
All right, here's everything that's happened in the last 24 hours since Pakistan lost to Afghanistan. Everyone's talking about who's going to be the next captain. Afridi and Shoaib Malik. Shahid Afridi and Shoaib Malik have said it should be Shaheen Afridi publicly. Some people are throwing out Sarfaraz Ahmed's name. Yeah, that's 36-year-old Sarfaraz Ahmed. Some people are also throwing Shan Masood's name in there. I don't know if you guys saw. There's somebody snapped photos of Inzamam meeting with Shan Masood today at a domestic game in the QEA. Shahid Afridi has also said that Ahmed Shahzad has been performing well in domestic, so maybe we should look at him into the team. Zaka Ashraf has met with former players Aqib Javed, Mohammad Yusuf, and Zaman al-Haq to seek advice in the player development process. And Shahnawaz Zahani took 4 for 50 in a QEA match, so maybe he can replace somebody in the squad too. So Pakistan is going crazy right now. I'm not even going to do an intro this time. Haris and Zain are here. You know what this podcast is. This country is going nuts right now. In the last 24 hours, Twitter has been on fire. All social media has been on fire. So yeah, who knows? All of this is happening in the middle of a World Cup. We still have 4 games to go. And this is a very Pakistan World Cup happening right now. What do you guys make of this?
I am loving it. I am absolutely loving the mayhem. I think this is where Pakistan cricket thrives, when all the sideline people, they like to get their kachiyan tied in a knot. I think that's where when Pakistan cricket thrives. Yo, did you guys hear? Sorry, one more thing you forgot to add. And I don't know if this is true or not, but Wasim Akram said the team looks like they eat 8 kilograms of mutton.
Yeah, he said that
on their fitness.
He said that on A Sports on the Game On Hai. No, not Game On Hai. What is it called? The one on A Sports?
Pavilion.
The Pavilion, yeah. I saw the clip of that. He said he went off on, I don't know. Yeah, I should have mentioned that off the top. He went off on a rant about PCB chairman, and he said that whoever is going to be the new chairman, just please think of the cricket in Pakistan before you make any rash. But I think the point that he was making was that any chairman that comes into PCB, they always want to kind of stamp their authority and make changes just for the sake of making changes, so they can say, "Hey, I changed this," and that's what Najam Sethi did, right, when he came back into power. But the point that he was making was that all these guys want to do that, and then they just ruin something that's already in place that the last guy put in. But anyways. Haris, what do you think?
Their only goal is to change something that somebody else did just out of spite. It has nothing to do with, they don't give a shit about Pakistan.
Do you guys remember when Najam Sethi came back? He tweeted that chart out. It was like a list
against Ramiz Raja.
It was so funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
he
That was
like,
the best dick measuring contest I've ever seen in my life, dude. That was seriously. Yeah. The guy pulled out like a fucking foot-long ruler, man.
oh, that's too good. The funniest part was like he tweeted himself and he just put like arbitrary shit on the list and he was like, okay, I'm better. And I was like, this doesn't mean anything, dude. You're just
It was awesome, man. When I was reading that, I was like, "Oh, holy shit, that's crazy."
He added Isan Mani too, so he's like just trying to like show that he's the best. He's like pulling the most random stuff out of it.
Yeah.
Yo, but conveniently, he never added won a World Cup on there.
Wow, I mean,
Oh, from
Yeah.
92.
yeah, that's not on him. His job is to make the PSL thrive and shit like that, right?
Mhm.
No, but what
yeah.
I mean is like he literally left out everything that had to do with Ramiz Raja, right? Like it
I
was
love
literally-
how he put in test ranking #1 when we had that title for like not even a day.
Oh, do you have it up, Haris? Read everything on
Yeah.
that list. Let's go through it.
Okay, Najam Sethi, management achievements, test ranking #1, ODI ranking #5, T20 ranking #1, Champions Trophy 2017, and then Pakistan Super League. Pakistan
Champions
Super League
Trophy, I
over
love
90
that.
million in franchise fees alone. And then Isan Mani management achievements, test ranking 5, ODI 6, T20 #4, record losses in PSL 5 and 6, and then hundreds of unemployed players, which why is that on him? Ramiz Raja, test ranking #6, ODI 5, T20 3. Wasted time by planning drop-in pitches. Estimated cost more than 50 crore.
Matlab
And
it's just
then-
subjective shit, right? Although I'll give him, Ramiz Raja did fuck around with the pitches quite a bit, and we shat on him a lot
He
in
did.
that England and Australia series, right?
Yeah,
The
those
only
flat
thing
pitches
that
are
Najam
not
Sethi gets,
that riles me up. That riles me
Yeah.
up. But continue.
yeah. Sorry, the one thing before we go on, I don't even think we need to even go through that full list. It's just going to be the opposite of
It
what
was
he
done.
did, right, for Ramiz Raja.
Mhm.
But the only thing I think he gets credit for in that list is the PSL and making that a product, because he actually did have an instrumental role in that. And anyway,
Agreed.
we're
Like,
getting,
But hold on, I just
like,
want to mention one thing. I got to mention one thing. In Ramiz's time as the chairman, and I mean, I don't know, I'm not their fucking accountant, but in Ramiz's time as the chairman, it was the first year that they actually made a decent profit,
Mhm.
courtesy of Ramiz Raja's Twitter account.
no, but
That's a very unbiased source.
yeah. We made a lot of profit, says Ramiz Raja about Ramiz Raja.
We investigate ourselves and found no wrongdoing.
Yeah, that's like I actually quote tweeted Najam Sethi's thing when it came out, and I was like, "This guy's like, I've done the investigation about myself, and I've found out that I'm the best."
There's a whole lot of more stuff, but yeah, it's.
But yeah, let's
I
not
love
get
that.
derailed here. But yeah, I just off the top, I wanted to mention that Pakistan cricket is spiraling out of control yet again. This is not new. It feels like we go through this every 3 or 4 years. So yeah, I want to get your guys' thoughts in general about that, and before we dive into the game and kind of get nitpicky about everything that happened. We know it was a shitty game, but yeah, just generally, how are you guys feeling? What do you guys think? Where do you guys think this team is headed?
No, you go hardest. I want to hear the
All right.
negativity. I want to hear the
Let's
worst
get
of
the
worst.
negativity out of the way. I was rooting for Pakistan nonstop. I don't want to get that make anyone believe that I'm not. But it's hard for me to this is exactly what happened when you put a team like this in, when you play a team with and when you have so many systemic issues in management that results in a team of misfit 11s full of PSL has-beens and no 50 over experience with a handful of decent players. I mean, you're going to lose these games. This is just a symptom of a larger problem at hand. And the fact that Pakistan have lost 3 straight, barely beat Netherlands, and so many issues in the team is just I don't see how it would have taken a miracle for them to be otherwise right now.
That's a good one, Hardest. Actually, I expected much worse from you, but no, that was really good. You're absolutely right about that. I was listening to Aruj Mumtaz. I really enjoy listening to her. I think she's she has a very good cricketing mindset, IQ. She's smart. I really enjoy listening to her.
I agree.
And yeah, and she's like, they should have been, and she, you know what? She has not, I think, in any way, like I've listened to her throughout the whole World Cup, and she hasn't been like Pakistan's gonna win. Oh, they're gonna win this game. Like, she hasn't been biased. She's been very analytical, and she kind of calls a spade a spade. And she's like, they should have started panicking in the Asia Cup, and I agree 100% that it almost is like, the way that we behaved was it's just Asia Cup. Okay, they're out. It's done. Whatever. Now World Cup, they're going to come out. They're going to be different. Blah, blah, blah. Right? Like and that usually does happen. Like sometimes with a lot of teams, like England was killing it and now they're trash. Right? Like it's, it does happen with teams where the shift can happen. But literally since that India game, the 2-day game, they have been consistently bowling trash. Like, I do not know what has happened, but they have been consistently bowling trash from there. Like, to give Sri Lanka 345, that was a lot. And I know, like, batting pitch, whatever, it was easy to chase all that. Yeah, great. But even, to kind of, like, against Nepal, if you guys remember, they collapsed in the beginning. They were at like 30 for 3. Babar Azam and Iftikhar, they bailed them out. And then obviously the bowlers, like, you can't, Nepal's a great team, but you can't use the bowlers against them as a reference. Bangladesh too, they had a tough time, right? Like, they beat them, but they had a tough time. And then India down, and then Sri Lanka couldn't do it, right? And then they come to the World Cup, and they struggled against Netherlands. They did. It's not, because everybody says you look at the scorecard, like everybody, Aruj Mumtaz said this to you, look at the scorecard, you're like, Pakistan had this in the bag. But when you watch the game, there were times like we were texting, we were shitting ourselves at one point where we were like, shit, this doesn't look favorable, right? And
well, that's what we said on the show too, right? Now we said that this on the scorecard it looked like a comprehensive win, but it wasn't. It was anything but.
Yeah, and then Sri Lanka, Alhamdulillah, they won that. Rizwan played his heart out. Abdullah Shafiq came in and played a fantastic knock. They timed the chase really well, but the reliance on two players doesn't work, and that's what we've seen over the rest of the tournament with these losses. Is that there is reliance on certain players, and it's just not working. And Babar, he needs to take a step back. Like, the amount of respect I have for him, he's flopping. Because did you guys watch post match interview, anything?
Yeah,
he blamed everybody else except himself. He said, "I try to play my 100%. I try to give my 100% in the field."
I thought you were talking about the presser later on. Sorry, are you talking about like the interview right after the game on the field?
I don't know if it was on the field or if it was the post match.
Okay.
Yeah, he said we wanted to put up a total of 280, 290. After we achieved that, we were not up to the mark with our bowling and fielding, so he's pinning it on them.
Well, he's not wrong about that. I think on that
he's not. But there has to be a point where you say, I fucked up. I was not up to the mark. I struggled with, rotation of my bowlers. When there was reverse swing, I should have kept the fast bowlers in. I wanted to see the spinners out because I didn't want to leave them till the end in case it got there. But that's my bad. Right? Like, what do you guys think? Like, that is something that should be there.
I 100%
Accountability is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And I'm getting 100% heated.
Agree with. Yeah, no, I know you're getting heated, so I'm gonna cut you before you start yelling. I agree with you, but I think I've brought up this point before too, is that he doesn't think that's an issue. We can sit here and and talk till we're blue in the face about this guy's captaincy and how shit it is and how not aggressive it is, and this guy saves overs and he doesn't attack enough and he doesn't bring on his bowlers when he needs to. He doesn't think that's an issue. And I will say that I don't think Mickey Arthur thinks that's an issue, because if he did, he would have said something to him and they would have changed something, right? So that's to them, it's a non-issue. They think about this in terms of like, we didn't execute the way we were supposed to with the way that he captained. We can, the commentators were shitting. We were all, I think, the whole world who watched that game was shitting on Babar for his captaincy, except for that leadership group, and like, and this didn't come up, right? Like you're saying, he didn't mention that as an issue at all. He said, "Hey, our bowlers didn't do the job. 282 was a good score, and we didn't get it done," which he's right about that. I think there's I don't know about you guys. Like, we did the thing where we wanted to pin the blame on like one party or like a group of people last time. I think this loss is on the bowling unit and Babar's captaincy. I don't think you can. The batting,
Okay.
yeah, it is what it is. But 282 after you can talk about strike rates all you want, but 282 was a really good score on that pitch, and you expect your bowlers to defend that. Babar didn't give his bowlers much of a chance with the fields that he set and how he rotated his bowlers, but the bowlers bowled trash from the get go too.
But here, sorry, and I didn't add this part, but here's my biggest point, and Hodis, you could probably read that on what you're reading. He said the fielding attitude isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, to bring up
but
the
see,
word
the thing
attitude.
Is, you're right.
No, hold on. To bring up the word attitude, that's a big deal. Imagine I said to you, or your boss says to you, dude, your attitude isn't good. Instead of being like, what did you do? Like, instead of kind of finding a situation, you're blaming the attitude of the other players and then saying, I give my 100%. Yo, if like that would piss me off a little bit if I was in that team.
I think even more so what like Usman was saying, it's one thing to like, I don't even know if Babar realizes that he has a problem with this. Especially with Imam was saying, I did my part. Whenever we score runs, we win. And when we don't, it's like, this attitude is a huge problem. Even more so than this is the fact I think that Babar isn't like is going public with this. Why is he going out to everyone and pinning blame on the bowler? This is supposed to be like internal stuff in a sense. And
well,
like
that's what happens, right? And this is something that happens in Pakistan cricket always. When the team is under heat like this, people start just like throwing other people under the bus, and it's like, I'm doing my job. That's what Imam did too, right? Like you're mentioning in the pregame presser. So yeah, when I score runs, we win 70% of the matches, and which is like, okay, what are you trying to get at with that stat? You know what I like? That's just look at what your team is. Sorry, go ahead.
So they've been doing well, right? Even in World Cup 2022, they didn't have this issue. They lost to Zimbabwe, for God's sakes, right? Like, they lost to Zimbabwe. They didn't have this problem. And
but they did,
like,
Jen. Like we were talking about this.
When I say they didn't have this problem, what I mean is there wasn't like blame. There wasn't like Shadab. Shadab still talks about what happened in that game, and he's like, I screwed up. Like, it gives me nightmares when I think about it. I forgot what he did, but I saw the interview. And
the Zimbabwe
like game? That, yeah, in the World Cup 2022.
I don't remember.
And
he must have been.
It was the end when they were trying to do the run out and whatnot. In the end, right? Now, but they didn't pin the blame on anyone. Like, Shadab took the blame. They're like, we failed as a unit. But right now, it's like, you did this, you did that, you did this. I'm great, but you did all this stuff. Now, it's crazy. I was listening to, I told you guys that I downloaded the audiobook for Sultan Wasim Akram's autobiography. And literally, like, in the first chapter, like, the first phrase, like, the first thing he talks about, like, first paragraph is like, cricket is what we as a nation were first good at. Like, that's something that we took pride in right away. And he's like, in Pakistan, nothing is bigger than like the playing 11. And he's like, when you win, it's like jubilant, it's ecstatic, but when you lose, it's just as bad. And he's like, something that, and this is all in the same paragraph. And he's like, something that that people expect from us is that we're not consistent. And he's like, that is our people. And that's what we talked about, right, Usman? Is that the Pakistan as a country is not consistent. So it was just crazy that, we talked about it, and then I'm listening to this, and, one of the greatest cricketers of all time is saying the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on.
I think I didn't get that big of a sense of like the blame game from Babar as much as you did, and maybe that's just the fact that one person got it, the other one didn't. Maybe that just means that he wasn't very eloquent in what he was
He
trying to say.
doesn't talk like that. He doesn't
Um,
talk like that. Tell me the
yeah,
last time Bobber blamed somebody or something or
but
said
I think
attitude
the
of
way
the
he said
team.
that, our feeling was up to par. He's said stuff like that before too. He said, our bowling, and people have pointed out on Twitter and stuff like that this guy always blames the bowling, and that may be the case. But I don't know, man. Like I think let's just talk about the game.
No, but
Let's
this
just-
is the game, right? Like this is what we're
Mhm.
here for is to kind of dissect what others don't. But yeah, sorry, talk about the game. Chachu did great. Go on.
Chachu did great. No, but yeah, you're right. I there does seem to be a lot of tension. We know that, right? Like there's a lot of tension right now. People have been talking about. I don't know if you guys saw the clip that's been going around on Twitter about somebody asked Bauer, "Hey, there's a big social media campaign going against you right now. Did that take a mental toll on you?" This was asked in Urdu, but he said that no, I don't even look at that stuff. But we know that he's lying. He knows that he's lying. He knows that there's this whole social media thing against him right now, and um, I thought he was
100%.
almost in
He should know
tears
that
in that
even without
presser.
looking.
There's no way.
And I gotta say, we've talked about what Babar has given this country and this cricket team. Uh, if you put everything aside and just think about it for one, I just feel bad for him.
100%.
Mhm.
This is not, this is he's going through a
But
lot right now, and this is what I mean, right? Like we talked in the beginning about like PCB. I don't know if I mentioned that actually. PCB put out a statement before this game started that they wanted to come out and say that there's no infighting in the Pakistan
Mhm.
team, and they just really wanted to get that statement out there. And it's like, why? And if you're making that statement, it just maybe proves that there is maybe
It's
whatever
very
you're trying
sus.
to say. Yeah. So like, don't put out the statement in the middle of a World Cup. Wait for it to end. And I'll say the same thing about these captaincy discussions, right? Wait till
Mhm.
give the guy that much. Give him the next 4 games. Let him do what he can, and then do whatever you want. He's earned that much. I'll say that much for Bauer. Like
Mhm.
do whatever you want when this thing is done, but give him the next 4 games, and he deserves that much respect. There's people on TV shows right now, Shoaib Malik, Shoaib Afridi. These guys are already calling for Shaheen to be captain. Stop it. This is not the time. Wait till this thing is done.
and the craziest thing about that is like they were captains of the Pakistan cricket team too. Why are they
Yeah.
acting like a bunch of dungers? Right? Like they were
Mhm.
literally captains as well, and they're acting just like those
Yeah.
housewives sitting at
And for
home trying to
anybody
figure out who
listening,
should be
this
the
is in
next
no
captain.
way. I'm not condoning Babar's captaincy. I think he did a terrible job captaining in the last game. It's pretty evident that we've all talked about that so far. I think he did a really bad job in using his bowlers in this game against Afghanistan. But I think just out of respect, you give him these 4 games. He's earned. He's
Mhm.
been a captain for a long time. He's earned that at least. Sorry, Haris, go ahead if
Yeah.
you want to add something there.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, like I hate making these like major changes, especially in like a major world tournament like this. And like you said, I think we all agree, like not a fan of his captaincy. I think he's a very like uninspiring captain in the sense he doesn't seem like a leader. Tactically, there's not a lot there. I haven't seen him think outside of the box too much. Maybe it's like the surplus of T20 cricket over the past few years, but 50 over matches, he just seems lost out of it. But I do agree, give him to the end of the World Cup, do like a review at the end of it, see what went wrong, and then make a call from there.
Yeah, I mean, I think
And
that's
if
what's
I
going to
was
happen anyways. Sorry,
Mhm.
Zan. That's probably what's going to happen anyways. It's just I'm
Yeah, for
talking
sure.
more about our media and our ex cricketers who are on TVs, spewing
Mhm.
this kind of stuff. Just stop. This is. I'll give credit to Muhammad Yusuf. He's the one guy who came out and said on TV that he actually called out Shoaib Malik and he said, this guy, I don't know why he's saying this stuff. We need to give Babar the respect and the time to finish this World Cup. This guy's earned it, and we let him do that at least. Sorry, Zan, go ahead.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to say is that like I think it was Schwab Akhtar. I don't know if you guys saw it. Schwab Akhtar. He was like, "This is our 15. This is our 15. This is who they are." He's like, "Let them play. Let them finish the World Cup, and then fucking when they come home, smack them around." Let them then, then get an inquiry, then figure out what went wrong, then do all that. But now let them play. What's the point of? And I'm surprised at Inzamam, man. I'm surprised if Inzamam is doing some weirdo shit with like Sean Masood and going to see him and this and that and all that stuff. That's so surprising that like it's almost like the moment you become an ex cricketer, like all your uckle goes down the drain. But but yeah, it was rough. They batted well. Do you want to talk about like the actual game?
Yeah, I think we need to dissect it, man, because this, like, if you look at this game, this is not like other upsets. This is not like, Pakistan has, I guess if, you look at the Zimbabwe game in the T20 World Cup, that was pretty bad too. But I think the way they lost this game is like, you know,
Like it wasn't a nail biter, it wasn't a thriller, it wasn't
that's exactly
back
what
and
I'm
forth.
saying.
Yeah.
Afghanistan was in control of that game for 95% of the of the entire game.
Yeah.
I think the only time we had any kind of momentum was when Ifti was batting. Your boy, fucking Ifti Mania, was batting right at the end there in our innings, and he smacked a couple of sixes, and it looked like we might get to 300 maybe if he sticks around and hits a couple more, but at the end of the day, 282, again, like I'll say this again, 282 was a really good score on that pitch. You expect to defend that. Yeah, let's go through our batting. Afghanistan, as we know, played four spinners. Noor Ahmed, 18-year-old spinner, left arm wrist spinner that they played. I don't know, has he played ODIs before this? I haven't seen him play ODIs before this. Maybe we
He
can check,
played 3 ODIs before this.
yeah, but anyway, he was a new guy, 18-year-old, and I guess it's time to shit on Shadab and Usama Mir again, because this guy was so consistent with his line and length. He was dropping the ball in the exact same spot where he wanted to, and he was getting turn, he was getting grip, he was getting bounce, and yeah, it felt like Pakistan's batting was suffocating for 50 overs. They didn't know where the runs were going to come from. The only spinner that went for runs, I think, was Mujibur Rahman, and I was surprised because that's a guy who usually gives people a lot of trouble, especially on spinning tracks. But yeah, it was, at one point it looked like we weren't even going to get like maybe 240, 250. I think Ifti really propelled that target to where it was towards the end there, but yeah, that was my assessment of that batting innings. Anybody who's shitting on Babar for playing the innings he did, you can go fuck yourself, because I think he played a really good innings under the circumstances. I think 74 or whatever it was from 90-ish deliveries. Maybe he could have batted faster, but I think the way people were batting around him, that's the best he could have done, and I don't fault him at all for that. But yeah, I'll let you guys chime in on the batting there.
Yeah, I got nothing against Babar. I'm gonna take a look at the scorecard now. If anything, I don't know. We saw the Afghanistan openers, how they bat in the power play. I feel like that's the modern way to bat. And taking a look at Abdullah Shafiq, a pretty 58 off 75. And I'm not saying, go for sixes every ball, go T20 mode, but there's a way to play positively and score runs and score on a pitch like this. It was very possible to play like 85, 90 strike rate. Imam al-Haq also didn't do that well. Rizwan, I don't know. We could talk about Rizwan. That shot he played,
he played a terrible shot. When he played that shot, I was like, "What are you doing?" He didn't care what the length was. He didn't care what the line was. He had decided before that he was going to do that, and that was a terrible shot. But before you go on, I wanted to go back to what you said about their openers, the way they played. I think that's a symptom of our poor bowling. Honestly, we bowled so badly in the beginning. Hassan Ali and Shaheen Rafiq, they both bowled too wide and too short. They gave them widths, and they were just spanking them up. Babar packed the offside field, and he was like, bowl there. And that's what I mean, right? Like, this game is on the entire bowling unit and Babar's captaincy, because he obviously told them to bowl that way. And you knew that on this pitch you need to bowl within the stumps. You need to vary your pace a little bit. The ball's going to hold up once it gets a little bit older. And we're going to talk about, of course, we're going to talk about the reverse swing that Hassan Ali was getting in the middle of that innings at some point, and he took them off. But sorry, yeah, I'm getting too far ahead of the conversation. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just mean it took like solid innings from Shadab and Ifti, and it gives me like it's not easy for me to give credit to Shadab Khan, but the way he was hitting boundaries near the end, Iftikhar too, it took like two almost like miraculous innings to get us to a decent score. Saud Shakil also is another. I mean, the talent is there, but then it goes back to planning and management. Why was he playing 3 ODI matches over the course of 2 years, and now he's being expected to play that crucial middle order role in the World Cup? The batting did turn out well. I would say that I don't know if this was a par score. I feel like 300 was definitely achievable. Considering had Afghanistan batted first, I mean they probably would have hit 300. I know I agree with what you say about the bowling. Our bowling was up to the mark, but their pacers were getting smacked as well. The way the spinners choked us down, I feel like a lot of those dots could have been converted. But yeah, enough about the batting. Zan, what do you got?
Yeah, I want to. Sorry, I was on mute. I want to talk about Imam ul Haq.
So done with him.
Yeah,
I don't think he ate enough protein before the match.
Yeah, man. He's just like, I don't know. He's a good player. I don't want to say he's not a good player.
Ramiz isn't here. He can't defend him.
Yeah, he's making the same mistake over and over again. And I don't know what they're working on in the nets. And I don't know, I don't know what they're working on in the nets. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But you can't make a fucking big dick statement like he did and say, if I score runs, we win, and then come out and bat like that, you can't make those kind of statements, man. That's messed up.
And the protein one too is really stupid. We're
really stupid.
What do you say about the
joking.
protein?
You don't know about that? Somebody asked him, a journalist asked him something about hitting sixes. He was like, "What do you guys need to do to hit more sixes in the power play?" That stat.
Oh, he said, I saw that.
Repeatedly, yeah. And he said, maybe we need to eat more protein and not and less carbs, right? And he kind of made a joke out of it, and I was like, that's not as funny as you think it is.
Answer the question,
and answer the question. Like this is a legitimate question. Every other team is doing this. Why aren't you guys? And a better answer would be, and we know this is the case, is that they just don't want to play that way. They don't have that game, so they play a different way. That's your answer. Give that answer, right?
Mm-hmm. Because we could still chase 350, 360 without hitting a six, and we've done it, right? Like, so Imam again, he is the weak link right now, in the top order. Everybody else has done. Abdullah Shafiq has scored runs. Babar scored runs. Rizwan has scored runs. Saud Shakil has scored runs, and Ifti has scored runs, but Imam hasn't done. He scored the 70. Okay, I don't know if that's what you were going to say, Haris, but his faults are much stronger than the way he's getting out. Is it's almost like it's a thing, right? Like if Australia had maybe done a little bit more short pitch bowling to him, he might have gotten out the same way earlier than 70. That was maybe a fault on their bowlers. But the batting was good from the people that performed. But Imam he's supposed to be there for at least 15 overs, right? Like he's failing over and over again. So when we talk about the batting, we know, Chachu did his job. He came out and hit Shadab. He did the same thing. That's his job as well. It's like stable yet closer, right? Stable yet finisher. And then Rizwan played a horrible shot. Babar did what he had to do. He had to stabilize the innings. If Babar got out trying to hit a six, people would be shitting on him. And people are shitting on him right now for hitting 90 or 70 off, 75 off 90 or whatever it is. So with with the fans, we need to be more technical, right? With the fans, they're going to be up and down. They're always going to find faults. But Imam is not playing well, and he needs to go.
What are we supposed to do?
I was just about to ask.
I'm not saying now.
I was about to ask, do you guys think it's time bring it back in Fucker? I mean, I know I might just be playing to what you said about being overreactionary, but should we consider bringing back in?
Yeah, why not? We have nothing to lose.
Fucker has a knee injury, right? He's got a knee problem, and I think he's recovered now for the next game. So maybe he plays next.
He was recovered for Afghanistan, I think, man.
Oh, he was
recovered for that game. Yeah, I think so. But I think bringing back Fucker doesn't change. It's all gravy at this point, right?
We're out.
Right? Are we out?
We're
We're
basically
not
out. We have a
mathematically
win
out.
We're basically
not
we're not mathematically out, dude. We're making the semis.
This is when we thrive, right? This is when we play our best cricket. We
All right,
wait
let
for
me
that.
get on my notebook, work out the net run rates. Our England loses,
I
Australia wins
don't want to
out.
do that, man. Listen, we need to accept the fact that this team is mediocre. It always was, and this is what it is. This is what it is, man. Haris was right. I gotta say, we were, as a fan, you're always positive, but I think we need
See,
to
when
stop having high expectations from this team.
if you guys were saying this team's like okay, then I'd be like, no, they suck. But when you guys say this team's mediocre, it hurts me. It hurts me a lot. So I have to be
Why?
like, listen, we got some good players, all right? Because I love them.
Dude, we have 2 good players. Okay, I don't want to get into this because then we're just gonna start
No, we
arguing. Abby.
don't say 2 good players. We have we have Bobber.
Okay.
We have
I
Rizwan.
thought you were gonna be like, no, we have 3.
No, we have Bobber, Rizwan, Iftikhar Ahmed, Shane Shafidi. Excuse me? Why'd you shake your head when I said Iftikhar Ahmed?
If he's a solid player, I'm not gonna go out and say he's a good
I gotta
player.
say, I underestimated Ifti.
He is who we need.
His
Yeah,
stats are
you
a
guys
lot
did.
better than I thought. He averages over 40, right? In ODI.
Yeah, but you take out that one innings against Nepal. I'm not trying to take any. I mean, I know I just said take out.
No,
the innings
Haris, he has
and
played
don't
well in
take
this
anything
World Cup,
away.
dude. He's played well in this World Cup. Better
He's
than I
been
thought.
solid this World Cup, but I feel like after this World Cup, I wouldn't hesitate to get him out. But
So the one player, okay, so this is the problem with Pakistan cricket, is the one player who's performing, you wouldn't hesitate to take him
No,
out.
but Dekho, there's other factors too, right? He's like 30. He's like 100 years old, man. If you gotta
Is he
think
He's
about the next.
33, bro. He's 33. He's younger
well,
than you are.
Is he seriously in your plans for the next World Cup when he's
He's
37
not.
years old? No, right?
Is he in your plans for the T20 World Cup that's next year?
T20, yeah, play him if you
20
want.
overseas
We're not
fine.
worried.
I'm fine with him in T20.
Have you guys seen what the FTP looks like for next year? I think there's no ODIs being played.
I'm fine with him.
I'm
in
talking
the
about
T20s.
I'm talking about preparing for the. You know what? That's actually a good point that Zan's bringing up because next ODI World Cup might not even be a thing. We should just talk about
I don't know
T20s
about
now.
that. And that's what I
Okay,
mean.
here's
like,
another
you
question
get-
then. Champions Trophy 2025 in Pakistan, flat pitches. Ramiz Raja is
यार
going to be the head
पाकिस्तान में
curator.
नहीं होगी पाकिस्तान में. Get that out of your head.
In Dubai. Okay,
Okay, yeah, that's
flat
fair.
pitches in Dubai.
You guys are bringing up this future tournaments, and I think it goes in hand with like what England did after 2015. They didn't select anyone who wouldn't have a chance to play in 2019. They gave him a long.
That's what I'm saying. You need to have
Yeah,
that.
Our
exactly.
next
So-
ODI. Listen. Let me tell you guys something. Sorry, let me tell you guys something. The next ODIs that we're playing is 3 ODIs in Australia in November 2024.
So here's the
Yeah.
thing. I mean, unless he's like tearing up domestics, I'm not gonna play a 33-year-old Iftikhar Ahmed, even though
He's like
if
40
he is
years
like,
old.
he's like 40 years old. And if we're selecting
Oh man,
a 37-year-old Iftikhar Ahmed by the time the 2027 the World Cup comes,
dude, 2025 Champions Trophy, 2025
a 30,
Champions
fine,
Trophy.
retract that statement. If we're selecting a
I think you move
35-year-old Iftikhar Ahmed, we have to move
And
on.
then you were on board with moving on from Imad Wasim for that reason, but now you're like your rules are different for.
I
Imad
said
Ahmed.
nothing about his age. I said it was his attitude. I said he's a gunda bunda.
I'm not Imam Wasim fan. I don't want to get. We don't have to get into this right now. But I'm looking at Iftikhar Ahmed's scores in this World Cup. His top score is 40. He scored 26, 4, 22, and 9. And his bowling has been
it feels
economical.
like he
but
scores more
he's a
because
lower-
his impact has been good. I think he scored runs at the right time for Pakistan. I think that's what it is.
Bro,
I am not this guy overhypes Ifti so much. He's not. He's a decent player.
I
He's
don't
not-
overhype. I give credit where credit is due. Okay, Shadab Khan.
Credit where credit is due. What does that mean? Like,
and like
Say it
wanna
once
give
again. Credit where
it's due.
credit is due. What do you mean? What does it mean?
Like
Yeah.
I'll give him credit for.
I know
scoring
you're
40
not. I
goals.
know you're not white boy hottest, but still, I'm sure you understand that much.
no, इतनी तो अंग्रेजी आती है मुझे यार. Come on. Give me some credit.
Yeah,
क्या बोल नहीं रहा
credit
मैं?
where
I
credit
see-
is due.
see-
I'm giving
Canada, I
credit
see-
where credit is due.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I don't know how I feel about white boy.
Listen. Anyways, man, we're really off track today, but it's all good. I'm enjoying this.
I don't know how I feel about White Boy Harris, but I mean, you're not entirely wrong.
WBH. White boy Harsh.
Yeah, WBA. Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
don't
let's
ask
talk
me
about
to
the
speak
bowling. Let's talk about the bowling because that is where we lost the game. I know. We I don't even know what to say, man. This was an embarrassing bowling effort from everybody involved. I don't give anybody a pass except maybe
Hassan Ali?
Shaheen.
Hassan Ali?
Hassan Ali maybe with his second spell there where he reversed
One
the
for
ball. But
44, decent number.
let's start from the beginning. I
He
want to
had the
start from the
best
beginning.
economy.
Yeah, economy क्या फायदा नहीं हुआ ना उसका कोई. लेकिन no, I'm not trying to be negative Nancy here, but I don't think anybody bowled particularly well.
You're
And
being
that
a negative
again,
Nandini.
What?
what? Just because I'm not white enough for you, you change the name?
He's negative Nandini.
Negative Nandini. Okay. Yeah. Who wants to go first, man? I got a lot to say about
Haris.
bowling, but Haris, go ahead, man.
I think the bowling is the main thing we want to shit on. We spent 40 minutes to saying other shit.
And
Now we're gonna
the
spend the last
fielding,
20.
right? We wanna shit on the
Oh
fielding.
man.
Mhm.
Yo, okay, my question here is how did they select Osama Mir? Haris, pull up some stats, man. I want to hear.
Here's the thing. I'm a big fan of Osama Mir on this team.
For what reason? Give us a reason. Don't just say you're a big fan.
No. He was the number one leading wicket taker in the List A competition this year. You can say whatever you want about the domestic quality, but being the best wicket taker in Pakistan has to count for something. In an ideal world, he would have played every single ODI leading up to the World Cup.
And
But,
he got that wicket of Kane Williamson, right? In that,
and he bowled really well against
that one wicket, and he was in the squad.
He took like 4 for 40 in one match against New Zealand, and like the talent is there. And I mean,
Where did they play?
In Pakistan.
Oh, okay.
In the Pakistan series earlier this year.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry. Let's jump into this piece.
Yeah.
Okay. Haris Rauf, first 3 overs, bowled like trash. Right?
Bad.
And then his 4th over was a maiden.
Well,
So
hold
he
on. Before we
brought it
go into Haris Rauf, let's talk about Shaheen and Hassan Ali's first spell, right? That was equally garbage.
Yeah. I didn't say
Yeah.
it wasn't. I just jumped into something else, Yeah, equally garbage, bro. Equally garbage. Excuse me.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, equally garbage. But Haris Rauf has consistently underperformed, right? So why? Okay, so here's my question. Now let's pretend I'm on par. Okay, let's pretend I'm on par.
Unpar yaar. Kya? What do you say? On par kya hota hai? White poison over here.
Yeah, he takes
Let's say I'm on par.
On par.
Can you say it again?
Unpar.
Let's say I'm on par. Okay.
Yeah, that's
And
now how does you say
why?
Unpar.
Yo,
No,
practice.
I'm gonna one up that. I'm going to one up that and ask what is unpar.
Unpar is like jahil, It's like
Okay,
I
I know that one.
Okay, it's not jahil. It just means you're not educated, illiterate. Yeah. So why is Haris Rauf coming in so early? He's a used ball specialist, right? Why are they bringing him in so
वो
early?
सोच के आता है कि मैंने 8वां ओवर हारिस रऊफ को देना है 7वां ओवर मैंने he I'm telling you that's what it is. It's not that like he's making a tactical decision. वो सोच के आता है these guys are going to bowl
Haris Rauf को बोल कराते हैं.
शायद रन रोक ले.
Yeah. So that's because so Haris Rauf wouldn't be this trash if he wasn't coming in this early, right? So
on these pitches he probably would be, because these pitches don't allow you. Pace doesn't help you on these pitches. It actually helps the batsman, right? A ball comes onto the bat nicely. This pitch, like it was kind of slowing up a little bit. So you had to bowl cutters and shit. We talked about this before, man. I feel like I'm having it's deja vu, right? We talked about this for the last.
Well, yeah, you're going to talk about it again because they're not listening to what you're saying.
Exactly, right? But yeah, it is like I have some notes here on Babar's captaincy. I want to say, just a terrible, probably the worst game I've seen him captain. To be honest, this guy.
Australia to me
did everything opposite of what we wanted him to do, and we're just fans. We're watching on TV, but if you look at it,
Listen,
you
we're
know,
celebrities. We have a podcast. Okay, not all fans have a podcast.
we have like
we do.
we have like 20 listens on Spotify. We're doing pretty
What's
well.
up to everybody? Shout out to my 20 listeners.
20 family members, and my wife and your wife listen to it.
What up,
Yeah.
gang?
Yeah. Alice has brought nothing to the table because he's not married.
No, he probably has some
sorry.
his friends listen to it. But I just wanted to say his captaincy, nothing went right. Every it seemed like every decision that he was making was tactically not the one that he should have been making, given how fast the Afghanistan batsmen were scoring. Run rate was not an issue for them, and this guy was consistently trying to save runs. I wanted to mention here that Hassan Ali came back to bowl in the 30th over. That's when he noticed that he was getting some reverse swing, right? And he bowled 4 overs. He bowled up until he was at 9 overs. He decided to save 1 over for Hassan Ali at that point. And then Shadab and Osama Mir bowled overs. So 41 was Shadab, 42 was Osama, 43 was Shadab, 46 was Osama. 46th over of this game was bowled by Osama Mir when you needed wickets, and your best option to take a wicket or do anything productive was your pacers. These guys were bowling, again, half trackers, full tosses, no pressure whatsoever on the batsmen. It was so funny that...
And the fact that he took him off, the fact that he... You know, Hassan Ali got a wicket. He got Gurbaz's wicket. And you're still bringing on the spinners? Like, you're letting them get away with shit. You're basically being like, come in.
What over that wicket fell that Hassan Ali took when in his second spell?
34th over.
33rd, right? So that was in his reverse swing spell. And I remember
that was the last
screaming at the TV going, why is Osama Mir and Shadab Khan bowling right now when he took a wicket, put pressure on the new guy?
And that's what the commentators were saying too.
Yeah, he put all the field back. There was mid-off and mid-on were back at the boundary, and there was no pressure. What this guy was given free reign to do whatever he wanted, score runs, get set, and then score at will later on. So yeah, all around, just a terrible show of captaincy. No game awareness. Just trying to take the game to the last over. And it's funny because my dad didn't really watch the whole game, but he came at one point. And he asked me what was going on, and I was like, "Oh, you know, it looks like he's trying to save overs." And he's like, "Watch, what's going to happen is at the end, he's going to have 1 or 2 overs remaining from the 2 pacers because the game's not even going to go there." And that's exactly what happened. They finished the game 1 game early, right? But yeah, that I don't know, man. This is so like I want to defend Babar as much as I can, but this is indefensible. Is it indefensible or indefensible? This is not good. This is probably the worst game he's captained, at least from the ones that I've seen. We've yelled at him before for stuff like this, but this is awful. I understand that his bowlers didn't do the job for him the way he wanted them to, but he plays a part in that too, I think.
I think one of the big reasons is I think with like all these T20 matches they're playing, like Usman, like you said, like he sticks to like a rigid game plan. And part of that is just like a symptom of playing so many T20s. Because in T20 matches, you more or less can stick to a game plan. When you have 4 overs per bowler and like 20 overs to mess with, there's not a lot of like wiggle room. You can save 2 overs because you're definitely going to use them now. And if you're finding a good bowler, you can bowl him out and worry about it later. But it just seems to me he's applying T20 tactics when he's like captaining, especially on the field. Like,
but
he doesn't give regard.
Sorry, I brought this up even before when I first said that Babar, and I said this after game 1, I think, against Netherlands, where I said drop Babar as captain. And Usman had a freaking heart attack.
No, I had a problem with you saying we shat on everybody on Shoaib Malik and all these guys for saying that in the middle of a tournament. I'm just saying give him time, let him finish the thing that he started.
I said it though in the beginning because I said what he does is he doesn't know how to manage his bowlers, and I said it showed up in 2022 World Cup against India. Hold on. And it showed up in 2022 Asia Cup against India then too. Those were 2 games that I remember because I freaking was on the edge of my seat when Nawaz came to bowl the last over, right? And the management of the bowlers, and I think, okay, so now hold on. Now I'm going to take a step back because I'm thinking about what I'm saying. But I think this is where he gets worried, is that in those games he wanted to finish it off with the Pacers and he had nothing left. And then he had Nawaz at the end of both those games, and Nawaz lost both games, right?
No, hold on. I have to interject because we've talked about that game, right? And I said that in that game, okay, look, in that game, he would have been shit on if, like, he brought on Shaheen earlier, right? And we're shitting on him for doing the opposite in this game against Afghanistan right now. So if he brought on, if in that game he brought on Shaheen, who bowled the second last over, I think, and he didn't get the result that he wanted. Whoever it was a pacer, right?
But here's the thing: is that he could have snuck one over in the middle somewhere of Nawaz's.
Agreed.
So that the Pacers could have had that.
That's what he's doing now in this Afghanistan game, right? He's trying to sneak them in, and we're yelling at him for not doing that. So I'm just saying that
this is different. So this is where Hardis's point comes in, is where he is trying to manage like a T20 game where it's 20 overs. Sneaking one over in is very different than sneaking in 15 overs.
I agree with that. But again, I will come back to the point of like, this is not an issue for him, and I'll go even, this is not an issue for this team in general, and it's not an issue for Mickey Arthur. They're not sitting there thinking, hey, we fucked up managing our bowlers today. They're going, our bowlers didn't perform, our fielding was not up to par, we didn't bat the way we wanted. They're not saying
that's fair. That's fair too. These are professional.
From our perspective,
I will agree. No, I will agree that this goes back, and again, I'm circling. Right? Like I'm going into a circle, but for this, I'll agree that he's working with what he has, right? But you're right. Like, you're right.
I'm not saying, I hope I'm not coming across as like, I agree with his decisions. I don't agree. To
the point.
Nandini,
right? I'm joking. Go on.
I don't agree with his decisions. I'm just saying that from team management's point of view, captaincy is not an issue. That's the sense that I get. Mickey Arthur and these guys are not sitting there going, Babar needs to captain better, or we need, because if that was an issue, Mickey Arthur would have told him that. Grant Bradburn would have told him that, and we would have seen a difference. That's not. I think we can safely say that they all agree on this game plan. So that's what I'm saying. We can talk, we can yell all we want. He's gonna captain the way he thinks is best, and that's what he did in this game. That's what it is. Is your son in the room there with you? Come on, man, be professional.
No, he's not.
No.
He's got a,
sorry, that's
get out of here. You're not married.
He doesn't have to be married to have a son. This guy's, he's far from the.
We're very progressive on this podcast.
Yeah, and Hardis is the most progressive.
Yeah, because he's American.
Joel, man. Okay, fuck the game, man. We lost.
No, I mean, we didn't even get to like
good for them,
right? Hardis, anything you want to add there? I think I went on a rant about our bowling and captaincy, but
you guys
want to mention anything specific?
This team is what happens when you select a bunch of PSL like guys who do okay in the PSL. And
I thought he was going to say a bunch of PP heads.
I mean, yeah, I agree. A bunch of PP heads. That's very eloquent. That's an eloquent way to put it. There's a bunch of PP heads who Haris Rove can't. Haris Rove never deserved a spot on the ODI team. I stand by that.
Do you think they'll drop Haris Rove? We've never spoken about that. We've never mentioned that to each other.
No, I think we need to have a larger discussion about
because base is base here. Base is base here. They're never going to drop Haris Rove. That's the worst. I hate that saying so much.
Yeah, I gotta say, I feel embarrassed that I picked him for the most wickets because I thought he was bowling well in the Asia Cup and before the World Cup started. I thought he was, and I was thinking, he bowled well in Australia, and he's a guy who can bowl well in those conditions. And I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys put him in I'm kind of digressing a lot here from the game, but do you guys take him to Australia for that tour in December?
The test
100%.
tour?
That's a second. Oh no, not test tour. That's crazy.
Are there ODIs? I don't know if there's ODIs, but even for ODIs,
no, it's just test. Just test.
Oh,
it's just test,
not.
And then they go to New Zealand for 5 T20s. Oh yeah.
But see, that's the kind of thing that why? What did you say?
I said gahi. Oh yeah. And then I had a big smile.
Yeah, I don't know why you were so happy about saying that.
3 tests and then
2 words of Urdu and then he gets happy about it.
Yeah, 3 tests and then they go to New Zealand for
5 T20s?
5 T20s, yeah. And then
But
they
anyway,
go to...
sorry, yeah, Haris Rauf is, he's a one-trick pony, right? If the pitch has any assistance for pace and bounce, he's gonna be a handful. But if it's anything like these pitches in India, it's not gonna help him out at all. And we see guys like Mark Wood is running into the same issue in this World Cup, right? He's going for a lot of runs.
Lockie Ferguson's doing well. Lockie Ferguson,
yeah,
he bowled well. He bowled well. So here, let me ask you a question. Let's pretend I'm illiterate when it comes to pace.
What is illiterate in Urdu?
Unpar.
Nicely
Do
done.
I think I extenuate my words. Unpar. Parchi. Jahil. Kanjar.
Tutiya.
Yeah, okay, so why can't, is he just not able to do variations? Is he not able to bowl a cutter? Is he not able to bowl cross seam? Is just
Yo, do you think anybody? Sorry to cut you off, but do you think anybody?
No. Answer the question first, please, sir.
I don't know. I think I've seen him bowl a slower variation. I think I've seen him do that. I don't know if he can do cutters. I don't know, Haris. Have you seen him bowl a cutter ever? I don't.
No, I've very rarely seen him bowl anything than this. Give all his effort on one ball. Bases. I've seen an occasional slower one. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
occasionally.
But does he do I don't think he knows how to do a back of the hand slower ball or
he doesn't
disguise it well.
bowl.
I think he just bowls it slower. That's what it is.
He just bowls. He doesn't think.
Yeah. But the question I had for you guys: Do you guys know if anybody, or do you guys think anybody in the Pakistan bowling unit knows how to bowl a knuckleball? I don't think anybody does, right?
A knuckleball.
Not even.
Yeah.
What's a knuckleball?
I think there's very few people in the world can bowl a knuckleball.
You guys know what a knuckleball is? Some cricket fans.
Baseball style or?
Yeah, knuckleball.
Yeah, no.
I know Trent Bolt knows how to bowl one. Some of the
Mitchell Sander did it a couple times.
Yeah, a lot of T20 players, T20 specialist bowlers, bowl it.
It's basically
what you do is you just hold it in your knuckles like this, and then you let it go, and you let the wind and whatever the conditions are, let it.
The ball is no movement.
The ball, yeah, you put no movement on the ball. You put no no wrist position.
Benny Howell from England, he has a really good knuckleball.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's something. Knuckleball is something new in cricket. It's primarily a baseball thing, and it's not even recent anymore. It's been a few years since people have started using it.
Do you think Morny Morkel is a good bowling coach?
Did you see Morny Morkel's face when we were getting smacked around? And I'll include Mickey Arthur in that too. He got up and left at one point.
He was bowling heat to Muhammad Rizwan in that video.
I saw that in the net.
Rizwan was struggling, yeah.
Yeah. Morny Morkel still got it, man. That guy was a great bowler.
Yeah, he played 3 years ago. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like coaching. I don't know, man. I would love to be the fielding coach of Pakistan team because, what the fuck is that job, right? Look at the fielding in the last game. Who's asking you? Nobody's holding anybody accountable. These guys are fielding.
Wasn't Grant Bradburn their old fielding coach?
Was he? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe he's the head coach. Okay. But yeah, that's a sweet job, man. You're not responsible for anything. Your team sucks at fielding, and you just still collect a paycheck and go home, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty sweet
dream job.
Yeah, dream job.
So Champions Trophy is less than a year and a half away. February 2025.
हाँ वो नेशनल स्टेडियम कराची तैयार कर रहे हैं इसी वक्त. They're putting.
Damn well they're not going to prepare anything.
I'm not getting into that. I'm just saying that. I'm literally just saying that.
Zen ticket ले चुका है कराची के. He's got plane tickets.
Yo, that'd be sick, dude. That'd be so sick. But yeah, so Champions Trophy's left less than a year and a half away. February.
तो क्या करें हम? What do you want to do about this?
I'm just saying, like, Iftikhar might be 34 still, so.
Yeah,
just
खेल
in
लेगा
case
ना,
you
तो फिक्र क्यों कर रहा है?
44.
He's gonna play.
Yo, that was so funny. Shah Rukh Khan's like my grandfather Iftikhar.
That was so weird.
That was a good video, yeah.
Yeah, that was it. That was really good video.
Why do you have to say it like that? All right. Anything else about that game? I'm just sad, man. I'm a sad little boy.
Yeah.
This team sucks.
No, man, that's it. Yo, South Africa, Bangladesh.
South Africa, Bangladesh, and I'm scared to play South Africa now. We gotta find a way to bat first because we're gonna get smacked around for like 480.
Yo, we need to rig this coin toss somehow and bat first.
Yeah, we need to make sure both sides are heads or something. But yeah, that's looking tough.
The only game that South Africa fielded first was against Netherlands.
That's what I'm saying. They haven't chased the total yet.
Yeah.
Knowing Babar, he's probably going to toss and pull first.
How definitely.
Oh man. Ball first and be like, we would like to chase this target.
Yeah.
You know?
We got Chase is Chase Yard. Yeah.
Then they'll put up like 480 on us. But yeah, Heinrich Klaassen, man, what a player. What a player, eh? This guy is
No, Quinton de Kock, bro.
He did great too.
He did great.
But they're all good, dude. They're all in form.
The best top six. The best top six in cricket, I'd say.
South Africa versus India, dude. That's going to be a game to watch.
One quick thing. Question for Usman. How disappointed were you that Temba Bavuma didn't play?
He didn't play today?
No, he was injured. Reza Hendricks came in. Aiden Markham was
way.
he missed the last game too.
Oh man, Temba big booty. Is his booty injured or what's going on? What are you guys laughing at? His booty could easily be injured.
That's dirty. That's not getting injured.
All right, whatever. His injury doesn't matter. Temba big booty is gonna be back. He's gonna lift the World Cup in India in
November 5th.
In front of 130,000 sad Indians. My theory is going to be proven right. They're going to be sad, all of them.
Yeah, they South Africa.
I am excited to see South Africa play India, and I'm especially excited to see Klaassen play Kuldeep Yadav. I think that's going to be an amazing contest in the middle. I hope that happens because he's a great player to spin. Kuldeep is kind of, he's bowling really well and left arm wrist spinners. As we saw, Noor Ahmed gave us a lot of trouble, that 18-year-old from Afghanistan. So,
yo, do you guys?
And I gotta go back to like we gotta talk about like Shadab and Osama Mir and how terrible and awful they were compared to we've talked about how great Afghanistan spinners were. These guys they would bowl three, not even three. They would bowl maybe two good deliveries at a good length that would kind of turn, and then. As a batsman, you're just waiting for that bad delivery that is coming in this over. And all you have to do is play out the good ones, and the bad one is coming, maybe fourth or fifth one, and you get a boundary on that. Just terrible bowling. These guys, I don't know, there's no consistency. I don't get, we're talking about T20. T20 may be over to pura karna hota hai na. You have to bowl 6 deliveries that are semi-decent or good, right? I guess this goes back to Harsh's point. You when you were shitting on Shadab, you were saying that T20 trash gets you wickets, which is true. In ODI, you don't have that luxury. You have to bowl 10 overs, and you have to bowl consistently well to have any shot of making a breakthrough. So these guys are just not consistent enough. They're just not good enough. Sorry, go ahead.
No, one quick thing. I was taking a look at the scorecard because I feel like Osama Mir particularly, he didn't bowl terribly, but I was looking at the scorecard. He only gave 6 boundaries in 8 overs, which isn't terrible. So I think the fact is that he was either bowling loose and giving up easy singles, or
maybe he didn't. Yeah. Maybe he didn't. But I'm just.
I was looking
optically.
Yeah, he was.
I was looking at him, and he had the same problem: full toss, half tractor, full toss.
Shadab,
I started keeping track of the full tosses these guys were bowling. I had a counter going for Shadab and Osama, and I just stopped keeping track of it. I was like, this is depressing.
But like, I'm going to digress, but like, I feel like Osama Mir does have. I know he hasn't shown it just yet, especially in this World Cup. I feel like there's a lot of potential there. I really think that, for sure.
Maybe we're too quick to judge, and that's we're kind of being reactionary right now as well, right?
Yeah.
Like we're judging this guy. He's new to the team, but I don't think Shadab gets a pass there. He's been in the team
Definitely
for a
not.
long time. He's supposed to be your match winner. He's supposed to be your guy. If you look back to like how he was bowling in that 2017 Champions Trophy, he was bowling a lot better, right? He was a threat in the middle overs, and he was taking wickets, and he got that crucial, that wicket of Yuvraj Singh in the middle. He's not bowling like that. This guy. I don't know what has happened to him. He's garbage.
He got injured, and then when he came back, he wasn't a limited overs bowler anymore. He's still good in Test. I would play him in Test for sure. He still has it, but he's not a limited over bowler anymore.
I wouldn't.
I mean, he's in the team. He's still playing well, right?
I don't know. What do you consider well?
Best economy on the team and extracting reverse swing, getting that wicket, trying to build up some momentum.
Oh, you're talking about Hassan Ali. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Shadab. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Shadab.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about Hassan. Shadab, man. Fuck that dude.
There we go.
Right now.
There we go.
All right. Now we're on the same page.
Yeah. Sorry.
I guess we can move on to, unless anybody has something they want to add for this game. I don't think there's much else.
Yo, can I share? I shared something with you guys right now. That's why I wasn't listening. I'm really sorry. Lack of professionalism for sure. But I want to read out this, and then we're leaving it off at this. This is not up for discussion, okay?
I saw this tweet. Go ahead.
So this guy Himanshu Parikh on Twitter, sports_Himanshu. No, I'm not getting anything out of this. No kickbacks. So he said at the end of the 30-second over, Osama Mir joined the huddle of Iftikhar Ahmed, Shadab, and Rizwan as they got involved in a serious, long, animated discussion. Babur was not part of it. 12th player Salman Agha was bringing in messages from the dressing room, but the on-field leadership looked divided. He did not know whom to deliver the message. Every time Hassan Ali walked back to his bowling mark, Haris, Rauf, and Imam cheered him on, but Babur, he wasn't involved in the cheering. And even Osama Mir reached out frequently to Shadab and Shaheen, but Babur wasn't supporting him, kind of thing. And one of the things when Iftikhar Ahmed in the press conference said we had decided that the bowlers will advise bowlers because they understand the pitch after bowling on it. That's why we gathered together on where to bowl on this wicket. Yeah.
But that theory kind of falls flat on itself, right? Because
Rizwan was part.
Rizwan is part of that conversation.
Yeah,
and I didn't see any of these. I saw this tweet. Yeah, I saw this.
We won't see that. We're not going to think too much about it, right?
Yeah, I don't think they kind of show in between overs and that sort of stuff on TV, anyways, right? So I don't know.
Especially when you're. Yeah, especially when you don't have Willow, right? And you're just on those where 0.01 seconds the commercial.
मुझे देखने पड़ते हैं A Sports के commercial, वो serial वाले और वो Ariel.
I get the worst commercials from ESPN. It's nauseating.
Dude, ESPN has the worst freaking commercials.
And they just loop the same 3 commercials, so by the end of the day, you have them memorized.
Yeah, dude,
ESPN,
it's wild.
This is like American ESPN?
ESPN Plus, yeah.
Plus, yeah, it's a live streaming service online.
Was it better than Willow?
Huh?
No. Is it better than Willow? No?
No, Willow's good. I have Willow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, this tweet is interesting because I didn't see any of these instances, but
Sarfraz Ahmed would never.
Fuck off.
Sarfraz would be like, you brought a message and you decided to deliver it to somebody else?
Bro, say what you want about Sarfraz, but he was a leader and he commanded the field.
Yeah. He's also a Hafiz-e-Quran.
MashaAllah.
Start reciting Surah.
What a guy, what a guy. I mean,
I like Sarfraz.
Bring him back, you know what?
He's been my guys. I've always, and I don't know, I'm not going to say bring him back. Sarfraz, he's great, and if he keeps performing, then yeah,
Sarfraz comes back bring him captain. I am not watching this team anymore. I riot.
No, they're not, man. He has been played like trash for quite the Gladiators.
Guys,
He played well in
look
Test.
forward. The reason I read that Shahid Afridi quote about Ahmed Shahzad of all people in the beginning was that this is a very recurring thing, right, in Pakistan cricket. Things are not going right. Bring this 36-year-old back. Bring Sarfaraz back. Bring Ahmed Shahzad back. Keep 50 for 40 years in the future so that we can keep playing him. Just chill. Everything's,
Why does Ifti have to take strays, dude? Why does Ifti have to take strays?
I'm just saying.
But Ahmed Shahzad and Umar Akmal go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So if you bring back one, you got to bring back the other.
Devil's advocate, Ahmed Shahzad was a decent Test player. He was a decent Test player.
I feel like you just do this for the drama.
No. You want me to pull up his stats right now? You want me to pull up his stats right now? Ahmed Shahzad.
No, man. No. We got to wrap this up, man. Let's talk about South Africa.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Averages 40.
So South Africa played well. South Africa played really well. Like, it's a no-brainer. I mean,
they
were going to win.
How many of those games are in Dubai? Check that.
Why is that his fault?
It's not his fault, but you would say about somebody like
stumped you.
Imam
stumped you with that one.
Or Babar Azam that he played against D teams.
He played 6 matches in the UAE.
Out of what? 8?
Out of 13. I'm not saying he was like Viv Richards. I'm saying he was a decent Test player.
He
was solid.
We can't even say the word decent around Usman, man. We think he's like world class.
Last game. But whatever. Talk about South Africa match. We're gonna lose.
Don't say people are good when they're not.
No, we're not gonna lose the South Africa match. Don't say that.
It would be very Pakistan to win the game against the best team and then proceed to lose to Bangladesh in the next one after that.
Honestly, let's look statistically at where we stand. Okay, so Pakistan. So Australia is going to play. Like, who else is in this mix? So Afghanistan
Australia's playing Netherlands tomorrow.
Awesome.
So that if they can upset Australia tomorrow, we are back in it, baby.
Now we're reaching.
We are, but we're playing the same teams almost. At this point, we're almost playing. It's like Pakistan's playing South Africa, New Zealand, England, 3 hard games. Australia's playing New Zealand, England, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh.
Bang Bros.
Yeah, Bang Bros. So if we can win all 4 games, and
this guy is such a Pakistan fan.
Yeah,
Australia he's got his spreadsheet.
I admire the optimism. I wish I had it. I admire the optimism.
Yeah, dude. I would have it, but I don't. I'm sorry.
The only other win I want Afghanistan to get, they could make the semis, bro. God damn.
Okay, let me ask you guys a question. I'm gonna ask you guys one of these existential crisis questions, like I asked you last time too, right?
Existential crisis.
What did I ask you last time? It was about
would you rather
making the semis and winning against India or something like that? It's gonna be like that. Yeah. It's gonna be like that. So in this scenario, Pakistan somehow by a miracle makes it to the semis. That's option A. And option B is we lose all 4 remaining games and it forces the PCB to actually make some structural changes. And, they bring in a new chairman. It's a guy that we like. We don't know who it is. But they are, there's going to be some structural reform in domestic. There's going to be, they're going to get rid of all these old guys. They're going to bring in a new captain. It's going to look positive moving forward. What do you pick?
If there's the actual promise of like change, like you're saying, I'll take option B.
But we don't know what the change is. It's just going to be, we know there's going to be, okay, let's just say this. It's going to be like they're going to form a committee and they're going to review it and there's going to be changes. We don't know what the changes are.
That's the same bullshit that happens every time. I'm not buying semis, man. Fuck that shit. Semis. I want a little bit of happiness. Semis.
No, but how do you know this time it won't be for real? Zaka Ashraf there.
Bro,
because Zaka Ashraf.
He's gonna be part of the changes. He's gonna be the first guy gone.
Like, I've been begging for years. PCB needs to bring, like, for lack of a better word, bring some like Gora from like England and have him head the PCB.
Wasim Khan was there.
They did.
Wasim Khan was there.
No, he played. He was a thing for like 2 years. Get some like actual guy who has
dude.
no connections in Pakistan.
I thought he did well. I thought he did well.
He did decent, I would say.
He did well. He did well. They booted him out.
Exactly. No, I want some like Steve Jones guy to come in, like respectfully. Some not like a former cricketer. I want Steve Jones. You know what I mean?
There's probably
like,
some guy named Steve Jones in cricket, right?
Yeah, and he probably
Steve Jones cricket. Look at him.
I want this guy to come in, have like run PCB objectively, and because like these short-term solutions we're seeing clearly are not going to work. We need to be managed like the Australias and Indias of the world, who actually like have some sort of like structure to the system.
I don't want us to be managed like the Indias of the world because
no. Here's the thing: India is top of the table right now.
That's a moral question.
Jay Shaw.
No, not like if we had management like India, we would have a decent team.
No, man, those guys are talented. Their management is trash. They're talented.
I mean, like the domestic.
Is it? Yeah, maybe it's time to admit that we're just not as talented as we think we are.
We're not. This country is not that talented overall.
We are, man. Fuck.
No, we relied too much on like star performances.
Fuck you, Haris.
Yeah, man. What the hell?
Here's the thing.
Yeah. But honestly, you need to chill, first of all.
Yeah, Haris needs to calm down.
Listen. There is a lot of good players. There is a lot of good players.
Name 4 of them. Yeah, and they can't be 4 ifties.
Yeah. If there are talented players, it's not getting selected, which goes back to the system.
Babar, Rizwan, Shaheen Shafidi, and Haris Rauf. 4 very talented.
I don't take Haris
After we shit on him for like half an hour, Haris
Bro, if next game he took 6 wickets, destroyed South Africa, we'd all be hopping on that, John.
Hold on. Didn't we just talk about how this guy does not have any variations? He knows one delivery, and that's to bowl as fast as he can.
Yo,
he can't even bowl your
base, yaar. Base is base, yaar.
I say bring in the beautiful Zulfain of Mohammad Wasim Jr. in the next match. Sit Haris Rauf. And fuck it, bring somebody else too. Who else?
Yo, Zaman Khan has beautiful Yorkers, man.
Zaman Khan, yeah, bring him in, man. Bring whoever in. I don't care.
Yo, you guys think Australia? You think Netherlands can beat Australia?
No, man. Zen, we're not gonna make it through, dude. Get it in your head. We're just give up. I don't want you to be sad in like 4 days.
We're like, what do you say?
Do you guys really think so? All right.
Yo, they're playing in Delhi. What sort of pitch is in Delhi?
It's a batting track. You need Netherlands to bat first there, and you need Netherlands to bat first there, and hope they put up like 300, and hope that Australia crumble under pressure. Maybe, I don't know, but dude, just accept it. Where I'm choosing I didn't answer, but I'm choosing option B, where we get some potential reform.
I'm choosing option A, bro.
This is why, and you're the reason. Fans like you are the reason we'll never get better, and fans like you are the reason we never. And then you're going to be like, a year later, you're going to be like,
the fans are the same, dude. The fans are the same people of this country. It's because of people like you that have too much faith, and that's why Nawaz Sharif is back in Pakistan. Okay.
Okay.
This is getting out of my league now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pushing it a little bit. You need to relax. But let's review the game. Sorry, let's preview Pakistan and Bangladesh. Pakistan and Pakistan and South Africa.
The key Friday is to take wickets
and score more runs than them.
At this point, there's no keys to the game. Honestly, if they just bowl wicket to wicket, and Shadab can put at least 4 balls in the same spot.
The big if.
Yo, this is
Nawaz is back next game.
We're asking for like the bare minimum from a bowler, and that's not even happening. Shadab, we're asking, hey, can you bowl 4 good deliveries in the same spot every? Like, we don't care about googlies, we don't care about like wrong ones. Just top, flippers, top spinner. Just bowl a leg break that is at a good length. Right around off stump and turn it away from the right-hander. Can you please do that for 5 overs consistently? Sorry, Haris, go ahead.
No, I was saying like the last time these guys played, in a one-day series. It was 2021. They played in South Africa. Fakhar Zaman bossed that tournament. He had that like 194 where he got run out at the end. I would say bring back Fakhar Zaman and bring him just for that alone.
If he's
and,
fully
pray
fit,
that
yeah,
he
I'd say
finds
bring
it.
him back.
Yeah.
I'm at the point where at this tournament now where I'm just like try anything. Who cares? Just
Yeah,
bring all
exactly.
the people who are sitting in. I don't
Bro,
really
open
care.
with Aga Saman. Let's get him in there.
Yo, can you please give that guy a game? Put him in the team, please. Take out. You can't take out Ifti because he played well, but I say you take out
Shadab.
take out
Take
one
out
of
Osama
Shadab.
Mir, bring back Nawaz. Take out Osama Mir, bring back Nawaz. Drop Shadab, bring in Agha Salman. And what else can I say?
Open with Hassan.
Break Shadab's legs and bring in Abroad.
Oh, don't even.
And then drop Imam and bring in Fakhr. I think that's a good change. Drop Imam and bring in Fakhr.
No Salman. Why do you hate Salman Ali Agha?
I didn't say that. I said drop Shadab and bring in Salman Ali Agha. Drop Osama Mir and bring in Nawaz.
नहीं नवाज ने क्या कोई तीर मारे हैं जो उसने वापस आना है टीम में? What did he do?
Nothing. But that's what happens is whoever's on the bench is 100 times better. Yo, if Nawaz was playing the Chennai game against Afghanistan, oof. Yo, man, these guys got lucky. I hate to see what would happen to Afghanistan if Nawaz was playing.
they would have scored the runs like 3 overs faster.
No, man. Yo, you're lucky. You're lucky Ramiz isn't in here, man. He always talks about econ rate, and Nawaz has always had a good econ rate. Okay.
Ramiz is like, we didn't bring our strike bowlers in, and then he's like, you should have tried to save runs.
We're all out of it right now.
Okay. Ramiz is not here to defend himself. We need to chill. All right.
Why
so that game. Let me
himself?
ask you guys. I'm sorry.
No, go on.
What do we do for? We already joked about batting first and shit like that, right? We obviously need to bat first if we win the toss. Don't even let these guys bat first. They're gonna put up like 400 on you. So obviously bat first, right? We all agree on that.
First,
yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess we go from there. Any changes you want to make, Haris?
I would consider bringing in Fakhar Zaman, but I'll probably keep the rest the same.
Fucker gets out on 2 in the Friday evening podcast. He'll be like, why the hell did they bring Fucker in, man?
Whose idea was bringing Fucker, man? It wasn't me.
Yeah.
But I've been saying bring back Ahmed Shahzad.
But
and Umar Akmal. You can't bring back one of them.
Bring back Sharjeel Khan. That's what we're missing.
Sharjeel's good.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The only change I make is I want to somehow bring Salman Ali Agha in. I want to bring him in for like Nawaz, maybe. Sorry, not Nawaz.
I mean, like, I'm not going to not take anything away from him, but I don't know if Iftikhar has like cemented his spot in this 11. I would consider bringing in Salman Ali Agha.
Yeah, but they don't see it that way. They see Iftikhar as like a very valuable
guy.
But where do you play him then? Where do you play Salman Ali Agha? Number 6?
5, 6.
I play him. It depends. I play him before or after Ifti, depending on when that wicket falls, right? When the 4th wicket falls, if we're in like the 40th over, then Ifti in and save Salman for later down the order. If it falls earlier in the innings and somebody has to play spin, then bring Salman Ali Agha in. And because he's a much better player of spin, and Ifti's kind of a sitting duck. Can you stop combing your beard? It's me.
I'm brushing it. Okay, sorry, continue. It just helps me.
But that was my logic, and I think that makes sense.
It's calming for me.
Calm.
Or should I grow my beard out?
I bet you've been growing that for at least like 2
months. I just got it.
White people can't grow beards, Harry.
Hey, yo, I took offense to that.
White men can't jump. White men also cannot grow beards.
The people at work call me Harris. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, we already knew that. I already said that. I don't know who I was on the phone with. I was telling my buddy, I was like, yeah, they probably call him Harris.
That's true. And I walked in my first day and welcome to the office, Harris.
Bro, I'm Zane. 5 minutes of every meeting with somebody.
Zane versus Zane is like,
I'm Usman, so like that's
Usman, yeah.
And they're like, and
Ramiz is just Ramiz.
And then when I tell them it's Usman, they're like, oh, okay, Usman, and then they just start saying that.
Yeah, some people call me Zon. I was like, how do you get that?
No, nobody has ever said Zon to us. I know a lot of Zanes, and that's not how anybody says it.
Bro,
maybe they just miss the I. Do they miss the I or what?
Yeah, they
anyway,
miss it.
Nobody wants to listen to this
bad.
part of the podcast. We need to.
Yeah, man, it's all good.
Anything else you want to get into? Any other games?
No,
Netherlands,
I'm hoping that
Australia tomorrow. I hope Netherlands wins, but whatever.
Yeah. Sri Lanka, England. That's dead rubber.
Dead rubber. Both teams suck.
Bro, England, I can't believe they just fell out. I can't believe it. I thought they were going to the final.
Yeah, my semi-finalist predictions, I had England out of there, and I feel pretty good about that right now.
Yeah, you did good. Your predictions are solid, bro.
I
just hope Pakistan's in.
Then I like you for being optimistic, dude. But yeah,
I appreciate that too.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. Anything else? I think we're done, man. This is I'm glad we were able to have some fun with this last game, but in all seriousness, a very I don't know who it was on
very
TV.
depressing.
Somebody said that this was the worst. I think it was Imad Wasim on PTV, on a cricket show, and he said that this is the lowest moment in Pakistan cricket history. And I was thinking back, and I was like,
chill, buddy.
Probably Ireland 2007, right?
What about two of our best players caught for fixing, suspended?
And that was the other one. I was like, that's probably the lowest one. But I think he was maybe talking about losses in games. I don't think he was talking about like others.
Imad Wasim also, just for the record, is the same person that when they asked him, what would you do if you were Pakistan captain? And he said, bring back Mohammad Amir.
He's like, first call I make is to Mohammad Amir. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is, let's not bring him back into the team.
He's not trying to hide that they are very tight.
They're buddies, yeah. They're playing the same team everywhere.
Yeah, they're very tight.
It was the funniest thing seeing Mohammad Amir steam in and like let out a big ass grunt when he bowls, and it'll be like 127 kilometers every time.
127.
Never make the sound, bro.
Yeah, a lot of steam. All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Wow, my son is like banging on the door. Anyways,
Baba, did you record your episode?
Yeah, thanks for listening to our podcast. It was fun recording. It was this is like an hour and 30 minutes. It's gonna be a long one. But yeah, thanks for listening. Follow us we're on YouTube now, so you can watch all the episodes full video on YouTube. Check it out. Give us some views so we can make some money finally, hopefully, from this thing. And follow us on YouTube at Shot Yaar. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at shot_yard, and follow us on TikTok at Shot Yaar, and visit us at shotyard.com. That's long, man. This thing is getting long. All right, thanks for listening. See ya.
Peace.